RingGangRadio.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode. What it do?
Yeah, what's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where, as always, it's shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scorpion, the New England representative, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Man, introduce yourself.
Oh shit, hey, my bad. I still had this damn fucking mic on mute. I'm up here saying the whole thing and shit. I'm like, what this nigga's talking about? Alright, yo, LB Lauderdale Boss, aka Shutterworth, the God, the GOAT artist, the Soul Wars creator, RingGangRadio.com in the building.
Yes, sir. Ringing in the house forever and always. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
What's good, y'all? You already know who this is. Your boy King P, Bodega Boxing in the building. Ring Gang Radio all day. Let's get it.
Hey, Bodega P. Not in the sewer, though. He's above ground, taking a break from fighting crime and all that, from the foot soldiers and the mutated creatures and whatnot that run the streets. And as always, man, we salute you for your service. You know what I'm saying? So, we just hope that everyone, had a good Thanksgiving or a turkey day, or if you don't celebrate, you just ate good or drank good or smoked good or whatever. Either way, we just hope that your holidays was good. You know what I'm saying? Can you dig? So yeah, we got a lot, we got a lot to talk about, man. There was a lot of boxing fuckery this weekend. But
yeah, this is a El Grande edition.
Mm-hmm. But before we get into the fuckery part, man, we gotta get into our first topic, because the first topic is, from the first fight that was on Friday, Daniel Jacobs versus Gabriel Rosado.
No, you gotta preface it with, in the fight that nobody asked for.
Yeah, the fight that nobody asked for, nobody wanted it, and then you would think that you have some niggas that actually they were beefing, thinking that they show some emotional content, like the great Bruce Lee once said, and all we got was a fucking sparring session, and this was on Friday night. So I think, okay,
not even a heated sparring session, just sparring.
Not even a heated. We got one disinterested ass nigga that was just like, yeah, and we got Rosado that was talking that shit. And you think, okay, maybe he's got to do something. And he did enough. But, we were waiting like...
Barely enough.
Yeah, like we were waiting. Like the undercard, was what it was. It wasn't that great. Fatality almost happened. On it.
The undercard was trash, bro. Let's just be honest. Like, I don't know. The month of November was like cursed for boxing, and it's sad because usually November is the month in the year of boxing where you get at least one good fight or you have some meaningful, significant bouts.
Word.
And I'm just thinking, going back to history, and I always look at November in a different light because it's my birthday month, Scorpio season. So of course I'm gonna want some good fights in November, and that shit was just super hard to come by.
Yeah,
and this card was no different.
Yeah, so basically the quick history on that card, that this Danny Jacobs, signed with Matchroom about 4 years ago, and this was his last and final, contracted fight for Matchroom from his original deal that that saw him get a title shot with Triple G, Derevyanchenko, and Canelo. And dude made a lot of money, and now you see him, Danny Jacobs, also. He's running around with Reverend Run's daughter and everything like that.
Angela Simmons.
Yes, Angela Simmons. So you got that. He's like a damn socialite now.
Yeah,
so,
new trainer as well.
Yeah, no trainer. Everyone knows about the breakup with Rozier, and then he had a trainer who he doesn't seem to have no chemistry with.
Yeah. So new pussy and a new trainer.
Yeah, like niggas felt like he had been
combo.
Yeah, he felt like he was just he had been lying on silk sheets like most of the day. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, like he came in there just disinterested, and you're trying to do this, but but either way, you're in a position where you can get yourself some more money in some big fights because you're a cherished free agent. And before this, me and Elby was like, maybe that Chavez shit was just a blip, was just a glitch in the Matrix. Like this nigga was just had a little off night or whatever, and bam.
And Chavez just looked better. Chavez was due to look good too. So you
exactly
gotta have the factor in all of that shit. And yeah.
Yeah, so so we're like, okay, and so you have Jacobs, copping plays first. Well, I didn't want to face him, but he just got under my skin, all this bullshit. It's just like, nigga, you just want to get. This is your last fight you deal. You just want to get out of the deal and do what you want to do. And Rosado,
Jacob just wanted easy money, like
yeah, pretty much, yeah. And then,
he's always going to be known as a front runner to me, a guy who he's like a good B+ fighter. He could stand with the elites, but he can't beat them. No.
And Rosado was just looking for any opportunity because any opportunity to extend his 15 minutes because there are several times that Rosado should have been out of the sport, fights, yeah. But somehow dude always sticks around.
And people for some reason, don't like beating his ass down. Like people, they don't.
Yeah,
they don't go at him like they should for a guy who's supposed to be past it.
Bruh is the Cactus Jack of boxing.
Just sticks around. Like,
yeah, it's like, when's the last time he's actually been KO'd? Like, he hasn't been KO'd since fucking Lemieux KO'd him, and that was like 6 years ago.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, and then like people like they don't try to beat him. Like either they let him back into the fight or whatever, but he sticks around because he's. I
honestly think dude did like some type of crazy good deed early in life, and it's like, he done paid it forward so far that he just chilling now. Like,
yeah, let's look.
Have a career like you don't think he would, but he's gonna get another fight after this.
Yeah, and on top of that too, Rosado's actually crossed over. Like he's been in movies. he was in Creed. He was one of the antagonists in Creed and everything. So dude is crossed over, but he still makes his moves, man. And but either way, so it's like, we can think, okay, we're gonna get a Philly, New York type of fight, as they were trying to get, and we got nothing. We got no smoke, no emotion. We got niggas that was like tap, throw half-hearted combinations. Jacobs was throwing half-hearted ass combinations, and fucking Rosado was just returning them. But Rosado wouldn't get out of first gear to actually attack. Jacobs is not doing nothing like really attacking. He was just boxing with the dude.
Like neither guy wanted to take the initiative, but to me, for that level of opponent, it's hard to say. What I'm trying to say is it's really hard to say who deserves more blame. Because first of all, you could look at it like, well, shit, Rosado deserves more blame because he the underdog and he's in there with a guy who ain't really trying that hard. So, shit, nigga, go balls to the walls then. If that was somebody like Orlando Salido in there in the place of Rosado, we would have had a whole different fight.
Right, exactly.
That's Glenn Johnson, any of those type of rugged guys,
Hell, I would think even if Caleb Trucks was in that shit, like he would have caught another upset.
Oh God,
he would have. He would have. Like Rosado was on some like shit. Let me outbox the boxer guy, and yeah, that's cool. But if you don't do it assertively.
Or wobble him, or even knock him down.
Yeah, whatever. That was literally 12 rounds of literally.
You leave it up in the air too much because you got people who think Jacobs won. Then you got some people who thought it was a draw. Then you got some people who thought Rosado won, and it's like.
And what was worse though?
Nobody looked good.
Yeah, and what's worse because there was so much non-action. The fucking announcers were on their bullshit. Like. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck, man. It's like it was either between Mannix talking slick about Mora, which I think everyone was noticing on Twitter. Everyone was like, "Why is he talking so slick to Mora?" And when these niggas were like arguing,
Christian was the one that was really annoying me the most.
Yeah, it's like niggas like call the fucking fight. Like Maury was trying to call the fight, but these niggas were on some bullshit. Like they were super on that bullshit. You know, I was just like, dog, like, you know, I know the fight is some boring, but your job is to call the fucking fight.
Yeah, all the little side jokes and beef, like they have no chemistry at all. Honestly, these guys to the point I'd rather hear Lennox and what's his name, Goosen go at it than these guys. That's how bad they sound now.
Yeah, it's like it's unbearable to like it's like, you know, you have a whole bunch of non-boxing ass motherfuckers out there, and Moore, like that, you know, he tries his best, but every time like Moore's like, you get the, you know, you can tell Moore wants to cuss these dudes out, you know, or smack them, you know, sometimes.
Dude said he had Jacobs, Floyd, Mora as his ringtone.
Yeah, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like who fucking like, it's like who fucking says that? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, it was like, and that's like $1,000,001 jokes that they have, like that Max has for Mora about that bullshit. And just like,
it's like too many like little beef side jokes and shit with these niggas. Like, call the fucking fight.
Yeah, you know, and it's like, in between that and then the fight being unbearable, like it was just like, you know, we were just like a lot of us were getting pissed off. Like me and LB were shitting on this fight left and right, you know, and we was just like, yeah, this is some pure bullshit. Like, I mean, Jacobs, just for the fact that it went the distance and Rosado wasn't even cut, you know, that shit is an L to me. Like that was a real L, you know. So it's just like, and then the decision comes, you know, it's like, okay, one for Jacobs, one for Rosado, and then the fucking announcer, you know, to make the fuckery complete, says from Philadelphia, and I'm texting LB, I'm like, oh shit, we're about to shit on this nigga. Daniel Jacobs. I'm like, hold up, what? I was like, what did that nigga just say? From Philadelphia, Danny Jacobs? And yeah, I was just like, whoa. I was just like, what the fuck is this? Like niggas is so bored from the fight they couldn't even get their facts straight before before they announced the shit. Like, yeah, it was just a whole bunch of nonsense. Like Eddie Hearn. And of course, Eddie Hearn shit on this fight too. And I'm like, nigga, that is your fighter. That's your motherfucking fighter, or it was your fighter. You know, it's like you signed off on this fight, like no one else did. You know, you're the promoter. So it's just like it was a waste of a Friday night card. It could have been like a good leeway into what happened on, you know, what went down on Saturday. But it was just
just horrible fucking fight, bro. Like no effort. Like,
no.
Look, if enemies is gonna fight like that, then give me a friend fight with damn Chris Bird and McCline. Then you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's like and
the motherfuckers is really throwing hands, and you know y'all is cool. Y'all really friends and shit. Like, give me that. Give me a Ken and Ryu, you know, rivalry over this bullshit.
I mean, just to, you know, I mean, obviously there was Chris Bird and Tucker Sleep. They were friends, and that was a horrible fight. And you have Chris Bird and Jamil McCline. They were friends, and that was a much more damaging fight. You know,
yeah.
so.
Well, one guy, you know, and it goes back to one guy said, you know what? Let me see if I can outbox this guy. And the other guy said, well, shit, I'm bigger than this motherfucker. Well, I'm gonna try to outbox him when, you know, I outweigh him by 60 pounds and got 7 inches on him. So I mean, like this is the thing. Like people like gotta be up on adjustments. Yes. Like there was no adjustments from either guy.
Yeah. Like
no intensity, you know, scaling or anything. It was just, let me go through the motions. He'll go through the motions. Tap. You know, tap A. No. Tap square triangles, you know, R1, backspace, back a little bit. Okay, come forward.
Triangle,
12 rounds. Yeah, triangle, square. Like, dog, it's like in 12 rounds of this bullshit. Like,
yeah, and it's
we didn't deserve this as fans.
Yeah, like I mean, and how do you have a bad fight with Gabriel Rosado? Rosado is not the type of person you have a bad fight with. Like, I mean, the only bad fight that I remember from Gabriel Rosado is fucking Willie Monroe. That was the only fight that I was just like, you know, that's Willie Monroe though. But Gabriel Rosado is usually not even a bad fight.
Oh no, I was gonna say a bad fight from him. I was gonna say bad fight overall, because I was gonna say I hope we didn't forget about the Peter Quillen fight, but I can understand. But that was bad from Quillen's perspective.
Yeah,
That's the thing. That's on both of them. That was bad on Quillen and Jacobs because they're the better fighter.
Mm-hmm.
It is one thing to look bad and a guy is really trying to make you look bad and he's kind of going at it.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's another thing where a guy makes you look bad because you're not trying, but then the guy who's making you look bad is not really trying either. So everybody looks bad and we all just get pissed off and want to forget about it.
Yeah,
That was this fight. Like you're supposed to be the A side, you're supposed to be the star, you're supposed to be the guy. Look fucking better, nigga. Like, go after him. Like,
yeah. Now this fight. I mean, obviously Rosado is Rosado, so he's always going to. Eddie's going to have a purpose for him, you know. But you know, for Jacobs, like this probably lowered his value. Like, I mean, dudes, you know, he has options. But now it's like his value got lowered because like the Chavez fight wasn't like an anomaly. You know, this nigga really was on some bullshit. Like he lost his fire.
That's two fights back to back. He looked bad. 3 fights total looking mid as fuck.
Yeah.
If you go from the Canelo fight to the fucking the Chavez fight.
Yeah.
And all of them, you could say the opponent, but you could say Jacobs. Canelo fight, yeah, Jacobs was drained. So he had that going for him, but Canelo gassed, and you know, after 7 rounds, you know,
Jacobs was, you know, put together his last real good effort today.
Yeah. So honestly, that kind of makes Canelo look worse because how bad Jacobs looks after that fight. You almost for as bad as Jacobs looked after that fight, in the first 7 rounds, Canelo should have stopped him.
Oh, absolutely. I
mean, like say what you want, but he should have stopped them. So that's 3 bad performances in a row from Jacobs.
Yeah.
Like yo, he signed to anybody else, he's food. Like he's going to be the opponent.
Look, if he goes to PBC, you know, there's a plant waiting for him. There's a Benavides waiting for him.
Yeah, they got the whole farm waiting for him.
Yeah, you know, if he signs if Matchroom, like obviously he probably got the winner of Canelo and Callum Smith, or even a Saunders fight. Like he has options, but I don't. Now it's getting to the point where I don't even see him winning these fights because it's clear that he, like, you know, usually when you see a fighter lose their fire like that, it's because, you know, maybe they're injured, but he's not injured. He got paid.
Honestly, I don't know what it is. I've never seen him lose that much fire. Like it was just. Yeah. It's like he keeps declining. Like the fire keeps lessening. It's like it's gonna be a flashlight soon.
Yeah, because like because Jacobs is still physically primed. There's nothing wrong with him. Nothing wrong with him physically. It's all in the mind, you know, dude. I mean, and you know, once the mind starts to go, like, you know, the beatings will come. You know, but you know, Rosado should have actually been that fighter, and you know, this is where Rosado fucked up. You know, Rosado should have made that fight rough and took it to him.
For the way Jacobs looked, you were supposed to go in there and start beating his ass. That's the only adjustment you needed to make. Like, case in point, my man brought up Caleb Truex earlier. Caleb Truex in the first DeGale fight. Yeah. Dude realized DeGale off rip was missing something. Yeah. What did he do?
He
went at him.
Beat his ass. Won the fight clearly. No,
you know, I think DeGale could have won if you play Al Green's greatest hits on a Sunday during a thunderstorm. You know, he drops Truex in the 3rd round. You look, you know, you squint your eyes, you know, good enough. Like, nah, he won clearly. Rosado, he left some swing rounds on the table because Jacobs was catching him a few times.
He was. Well,
we did a poll afterwards, so and I mean, everything was a mixed bag, just like the damn fight. The results were a mixed bag.
Yeah, you know, and like I said, PJ, we got my man PJ out there. So PJ, man, introduce yourself, man.
New challenger.
Exactly. I just had to get my 25 cents in. So yeah, this is PJ, the fight architect, and apparently I hopped in the right time because we're talking about the sparring match that happened between Gabriel Rosado and Danny Jacobs.
Oh,
Now, let's not even call it sparring anymore. It's mock boxing drill. I think that's more appropriate. Like we post better sparring clips of ourselves, on our Instagram.
I'm saying. Yeah. So PJ, man, what did you think about that little sparring? I mean, the rounds that you actually saw.
The rounds that I saw, initially, I thought it was going to be Avengers Jacob showing up, but apparently he didn't have all the Avengers with him. I think Civil War happened, so he couldn't get all the abilities in. So he only had, I guess, maybe Tony Stark size, so he could only do so much as in try and hurt Rosado's feelings, and Rosado didn't care. So Rosado was just like, well, I came from the Rocky movie, so I'm just going to stay around no matter what.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
Avengers references basically referencing the shape Jacob was in for the Golovkin fight.
This fight, nobody was good enough to make Avenger references here. They're not even worthy of Avenger reference. This is like Balrog M. Bison cosplay.
The other way I was going to look at it is it's like, yo, did you know there was a fight on Friday? No, I didn't know. Fuck.
Yeah, and honestly, for the energy this week commanded, you weren't really allowed to have a bad performance.
Yeah.
Or let me see, uninspiring performance.
Absolutely.
Because bad performance, you can have an off night, bad performance, but I can still say you tried. Like a Paul Williams, Carlos Quintana won.
Yeah.
That's an off night, but I could say Paul Williams tried. Like he was in the fight. Like this shit right here was this ain't no fucking off night.
No, it wasn't. It was just a lot of things that went wrong.
This is an off night. If your off night had an overdose and then fell down some stairs.
I'm saying, so like the zone, man, y'all or I wouldn't say the zone, Matchroom. You guys gotta get together with your American cards, bro. Like after coming back from this COVID shit, like with the exception of maybe one American card, like all your American cards have been very, very shaky.
Yeah, like y'all give us the damn toaster leave-ins when y'all be in England and shit and doing
Mexico.
your thing over there.
Yeah, and
y'all niggas be having white Povetkin and shit. When y'all come over here, y'all niggas is giving us Jacobs, Rosado, Gamboa, Haney. Like nobody want that.
Yeah, like
why you giving us lumps of coal and the kid across the street is getting like a little no limit necklace? Like, what's good? Like nigga getting a Rockefeller chain, Death Row chain. I'm getting like
the chain from the back of a Source mag.
Yeah, like come on, I'm not even getting like a slip and slide pendant. Like
you getting the knockoff G Unit spinner pendants.
Yeah, so y'all gotta get better on these cards. The zone, Zone luckily has better fights coming up, but that was a Matchroom USA. Y'all gotta get that shit together. Eddie, you gotta sign off on better fights. Like you gotta do something like
Yeah, he's had too many top guys that haven't had any really he's like almost like the British fucking De La Hoya but he manages Joshua better than De La Hoya was doing Canelo. I'll say that.
That's also facts.
He get them on point, but everybody else is like
Yeah, no,
although he do Taylor some justice with them Pursuit decisions.
Facts.
although both of them bit him in his ass though. the main events.
Oh man, but yeah, I think we've talked enough about this horror. Unless anyone had
let's bury this forever.
Yeah,
I just want to say for the record, we did a poll on this. Not that whatever you want to say with this, because nobody won. But we asked people who they felt won this fight, and 99 votes. 46% said Rosado. 27% said Jacobs, and 26% had it a draw.
So that just tell you right there, Rosado should have won a majority decision.
Right.
Really, nobody won this fight. It was terrible. So
Yeah. Nobody.
No, the fans lost. Like Rosado won, the fans lost.
Yeah.
And Jacobs won him an ass whooping from the next top fighter he gets into it with.
That's also a fact.
Well, I don't know. If you watched the Rocky movie before that fight, then you'd think you'd won. You'd think you'd win too.
And Rosado got him another payday. So
Pretty much.
in a way, there was everybody won something. You know, they might not like their prizes though.
yeah,
Oh,
So
man.
let's go into the
yeah.
a more interesting bout.